Oh man, I gotta put some pants on.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
Well, Steph, you look for your pants and we'll do the intro. So I'm Justin. That guy right there is Seth, the Appalachian American, and that guy down there is Baby Dubs, and that little baby that's holding him is Matty Dubs.
Whoa!
Baby did.
That is the source of Matt's lack of sleep right there.
And why it's
Poor,
proof that I
babies
got
are
laid
so
once.
clingy. Like, you can't even podcast without the baby being like,
I
Dad,
know.
I want to go. Let me be a part of it.
You know what you're talking about, kid?
But so we are
And
here
this
to
is
talk
still
about.
pumping, so I'm on duty till then.
Oh, okay. That's. I remember
Pumping up the
those days.
jams.
Not for myself, of course, but from my fiance pumping. So we're here to discuss the Last of Us episode 8. It's called When We Are in Need, and man, I really like this one, which isn't a shock.
The
'cause
brutality
really
I was
like
looking
most
for.
all of them. Do what?
The brutality I was looking for.
Oh yeah, this one
For
was good. I
Sharp's
like that
question,
we got
this. I found this baby.
Hey,
I raised him as my own.
let's take a second before, like at the beginning, let's write down our scores. Not say anything, but we'll touch back on it later. But just to write it down now.
Seth's going to give it a 3.5.
Wrote it
Matt's
in
going to give
my-
it a 4.
Wrote it in the
Wow,
mental
okay.
ledger. And
Am
Justin is one.
I on?
No,
Justin won.
Lord, you're giving it lower than a 3.5.
no.
So if you
He's
are
giving it
new to this
3.75.
podcast, Seth really dislikes the show. Matt somewhat likes it, and I love it. So I guess you've got yin and yang, and then Matt just falls somewhere down in between.
All right, let's take it back. I really like the IP. So there's that.
I like peeing too. I pee a lot as well.
What do you mean the IP?
Like I like
Intellectual
The Last
property.
of Us.
He
Oh.
likes
The intellectual property.
Oh, okay.
I like the idea of the show.
So like I don't hate The Last of Us. I just don't like the show's adaptation.
So let's do some positive, because I don't know if you saw, but a couple podcasts back
Pedro
we got
Pascal is very hot.
some critiques of some negativity. So let's start off being positive, and we'll save the negative stuff for later. Let's name some stuff we did like about this episode.
Hit Matt first.
I like getting some brutality in the show now.
Some brutality.
Yeah. Just been like a lot
What
of
else?
just Pedro Pascal.
He's the new. What are they calling him on Instagram now? Oop. What are they calling him on Instagram now? Is it Slutty Daddy, Slut Daddy,
Hot Daddy.
Hot Daddy,
Hot-
something?
hot
Pedro
Pappy
Pascal's
Pedro.
getting all kinds of love now. I just love that scene of him and Nicolas Cage from that Nicolas Cage movie.
That is the
going so
funniest-
Yeah.
Funniest like vibe
I love
thing
it.
right now.
I love it so much.
I do like too. I've seen a lot of an adaptation with him having the anxiety attack. A lot of meme format of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we've
When
only
she
got
showed
one episode left, and it doesn't even look like it's going to be a long episode. I've got to go back and look again, but I'm pretty sure it's like 40-something minutes long, which makes me wonder how they're going to, if this whole
pack it all,
season
yeah.
is going to encompass the first game. I'm wondering how they're going to wrap up the ending, if it's going to end where the first game does, because I mean, that's a lot they're going to have to cram into 40-something minutes.
Yeah.
Look, which I've enjoyed the timing of it thus far. I thought they've done pretty good, but I'm pretty sure this next one's going to be quite shorter. I had kind of gotten excited when the first episode came out and thought they all were going to be this long, but seems like they're getting shorter.
I've noticed that. One thing. Let's see. Let me get.
You
back
don't
to
like
my
the
notes, 'cause
episode,
I
did you,
want-
baby? Tell us what you think.
I really enjoyed the Joel's
I'll mute
interrogation.
myself for a second.
Oh no.
All right.
I really enjoyed Joel's interrogation. I mean, it was lifted, obviously. It was a pen that he used to put in his mouth, but in the show it was the bloody knife, which was cool. A little twisted on the knee that obviously probably hurt. That was intense.
I would imagine.
Ellie, when she shot the deer, The calling Troy Baker buddy boy. That was a nice little bit, and the cinematography, man, is spot on. Them being in the held up in that cabin waiting on dude to come back. All the glass, the glass windows around them. I thought that was a really fantastic touch because are we doing game stuff too?
Yeah.
Because like in that time period, like while you're waiting on Troy Baker's character to come back, James, I think is what his name was, like they get attacked, infected. And so that was a neat scene. And I kept on like, oh God, when she unloaded the guns, I started getting like hands sweaty, like, oh, what are you doing?
Knees weak, arms were heavy.
Yeah, I got mom spaghetti, But I started thinking, I was like, oh man, dude, they're gonna need them guns, like they're gonna need them guns, and then nothing happened. But
the one negative I will say, which I understand, it's probably not as easy to do, but I know that IGN gave this show a pretty decent rating, but they said that their one complaint would be that it needed more infected in it. And I agree. I mean, it is and I know that it's supposed to be character based. And I also know that in the game, they have to, there's a lot that has to be filled in the game so you can have gameplay, or else it wouldn't be nearly as long of a game. But with that said, a little bit more infected would have been nice.
Well, I mean, you missed out on a bloater. I mean, I guess it was cool seeing it the one time, but I mean, that's all we've seen. And there should have been a handful of bloaters by now.
I feel like we're going to see a lot more in season 2, because this was kind of like a test run, I think, of what people do and don't want from it. I think in season 2, then the way they're talking, season 2 is not going to be. Season 2 is going to be on the second game, but it's not going to be all packed into one season. I think they're expecting that to fall into like 2 seasons.
I think I would have liked it better if they would have done split the first game into 2 seasons.
Yeah, I feel like season 1, when I found out that it was going to be 9 episodes and they were putting season 1 all into one, well, putting game 1 into all one season, I remember thinking like, yeah, that seems a little compact.
Well,
but I personally have not minded the pacing of it, because I do get, they've got to cram so much action into the game.
That's true.
So I get that. I get that, it's going to be a lot of that's going to be chopped, because by God, by the end of the show, season 1, Joel will have a body count of like 500 people, which.
Well, I mean, yeah, but what could have been, I mean, if they had done like 18 episodes or 16,
it's just
16,
not very HBO like, though.
Well,
HBO shows are always like 10 episodes.
True, but I mean, you're just telling a rush story at that point.
Curb Your Enthusiasm join in, like have like a multiverse or a cinematic universe.
Yeah, I still think. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I've always said, though, with The Walking Dead, I think the problem with The Walking Dead was always the fact that they had a 16-episode season to fill, and that's why you got so many just random crap episodes thrown in, and that's why, like, towards the end, it just got so bloated with a story that no one really cared about. So in my experience, I find some of the greatest shows I've ever liked have smaller seasons. Like they have like 10 episodes and that's it, because they have to write 10 quality episodes versus, oh crap, we've got to fill a 16, like 20 episode season. And then that's just where it ends up kind of getting, blah. Life POV of Matt.
This is the point of view.
This is life now, Matt.
This is it. This is
what a weak pullout game gets you.
No.
Dang.
Listen, I didn't know if I was going to get laid again. I had to make my shot.
Matt said the only thing he's pulling out of is a garage.
I had one chance and I made it count.
Absolutely. But yeah, I thought it was good, man. I thought the acting in this episode was good. I thought Bella Ramsey did a really good job. That was a pretty brutal kill on her part.
Many dubs and baby dubs.
I was so expecting her to like take off like with the horse and like get a little distance on him, and then Troy Baker just shoots the horse like bam right there, and I'm like, oh,
That
right
instantly
then.
made my fiance hate it. Anytime animals are harmed, she hates it.
Well,
That was
I
Which
can
she loves
understand
the
that.
show. You know, she really enjoys the show, but she was just like, well, that's it. I thought I liked the show. Now I hate it. They just killed a horse. So it's like, look, and then when they were going to eat the horse, she looked disgusted. I was like, look, you'd eat a lot worse than an apocalypse. Horse would be like a delicacy in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Matt would
That's
be
fine down
screwed
there.
because they wouldn't have chicken tenders.
No, I'm done.
I'll
Take
have
Matt-
some chicken tenders. I've recently became a farmer. I have chickens and a duck.
Matt take Matt to a nice restaurant where everybody's ordering this and that. It gets to Matt and it's like, I'll have the chicken tenders.
What's the chicken tender French fry situation?
That's always said. He's got the palate of a 10-year-old.
Oh,
I need to
man.
show you, Justin. My dad showed me a picture of one of his Air Force buddies. They went out and shot a buffalo, and it took more than one shot to kill it.
I
That was
imagine.
tough to watch.
I imagine. I
Like
liked
even the shot to
on
the
this
head, it was still twitching.
on the same subject of realism. I like the way they did when she shot that deer, because anyone that's ever been deer hunting knows a lot of that looked very realistic. I mean, sometimes you do have them drop, but a lot of times you do have that kind of hop, skip, jump
Yeah,
thing, and you got to trail them. And
Yeah,
that was-
luckily it was snowing.
oh yeah, which is funny because I just got done reading a book that was pretty good called Close to the Bone, and in it, like I've been reading that book all weekend, and in that book it's snowing and there's like trailing and stuff. So it was cool, like to put down the book 5 minutes before this episode started, finish the book, and then I'm back to snow.
All right,
Bye,
goodbye,
baby
little
Dubs.
Mrs. Dubs got the baby now.
Mrs. Dubs.
M Dubs.
I don't know if she's still
Mrs.
hungry. I can do some more titty milk. If you got any?
I found some frozen in my freezer the other day.
Hey, it goes great
Oh.
on Cocoa Puffs.
All right. Yeah. All right, Matt. Now that you're free and baby free for the
I
moment.
can't get too hog wild. I'm not in my typical office space. I got Mrs. Dubs and Baby Dubs to my right. Camera left.
Oh man. Where's your family at?
My folks are downstairs in bed in the basement, so I'd be hooping and hollering if I was down there.
Because you normally get so wild on these podcasts.
I do. Hey, I get pretty rambunctious. Man nipples galore when I'm on.
Wow.
Did anybody else
My tiny man
cringe?
nipples.
Did anybody else cringe when she was giving him the shot? Like needles don't normally bother me, but
No,
then, like the
no, yeah,
needle
that-
going
yeah.
into the wound, that
Mhm.
just kind of made me like, oh, that would hurt. Is that the correct place to put it, Matt?
For like a wound like that, yeah.
So you would put the needle in the actual wound and put the like penicillin directly into the wound.
It would work better as intravenously, but I don't think they had the setup for that.
I'm just
Now,
glad
Yeah,
that
For us people like myself that are dumb and don't know what that means, does that mean like into the vein?
yeah. It's like put right in the vein there, and it'll go systemically and treat it, so it doesn't so the infection doesn't get to the full body. Go septic.
Gotcha. But so according to Matt, if you're hurt, if nothing
In their
else,
situation, yeah, best you can do is that.
that's what
Or
I'm
right in the
glad he
pee
didn't
hole.
just pop back up. I thought it was going to end up being like that scene on the Batman where he takes that adrenaline shot and is just like, whoa.
yeah.
It's like, dude, please, that's not how penicillin works. Please don't let it be that way. Yay! Rob gave us a super chat. I forgot about super chats. Oh,
Well,
a super chat is always
Roberto knows
appreciated
my
because-
opinions.
This is the kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Like it's a good show. The cinematic and like dialogue is on point, but like if you're not used to that format, it's kind of puts you back a little bit.
And
Like
what
I've never played The
format
Last
you-
of Us.
Well,
I'm just saying,
I mean,
like
it's-
how the show's presented. Like it's not a format like of how shows like how dramas are presented to you.
What you're stuck following a single character like Joel and
I want
Ellie.
Matty Dubs
You're
stat
stuck
on.
following them two.
Oh,
and I
no,
think
they
that
didn't
you're
watch it, Rob. And they're already in bed. They're 2 hours ahead of 2 hours ahead of you. My brother's trying to crash pate.
Seth, what were you saying, man?
Well, I was just thinking, like the way that the show's format. I mean, we're used to watching the Walking Dead, where we're constantly popping around and seeing where most of our lead characters are during the same time period of a linear story. Well, this show we get two characters, and that's all we're focusing on.
Yeah, 2 character centric.
And anytime you're introduced to a new character, with the exception of Tommy and those groups over in Jackson, you're most of the time going to lose them. Like, they're
Yeah,
not going to be around for very long.
Yeah, what is Game of Thrones actors probably have better job security than anybody on this show.
Yeah. But if you think about it, it keeps their budget down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael Myers says hello. Well, hello, Michael.
Always
Thank
hello
you
to
for
Mr.
taking
Myers.
time away from murdering people to come hang out with us. I just
And
said the
you
M
listening.
word, so I know YouTube's going to
reading.
probably demonetize us.
Yep, probably.
In fact, we have to give those $2 that Rob gave us. We have to give to you back to YouTube now.
YouTube's
Well, it's
just
only
gonna take 'em.
70. It's only 70%. So
Now it's 0%.
yeah, YouTube takes 30%.
In fact,
Yep.
now we owe them like $3.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Papa Dubs is in bed.
What time did Papa and Mama Dubs go to bed?
Oh gosh, probably maybe 10 minutes before I got on. That's why I kind of had to scurry downstairs to get my little ensemble, so I wasn't using the ghetto AirPods for.
Did your parents think that you're a big time YouTuber now?
They think I'm famous.
Nice. Internet's a liberty.
No, they probably could care less about this.
They're like, you do the YouTube thing.
They're just happy I'm happy.
Like Matt couldn't be a YouTube star because he's too uncomfortable when he's put on full screen. Every time you hit full screen, you just hear.
I'm trying my best, and I'm still trying. I'm showing up.
You're showing up. That's what counts. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. The next time, I think, I don't know, man. I think the next time this show comes back on, I'm gonna do it the Mondays after. I just want to see. I feel like a lot of people that I know don't even watch it on Sunday night. Like, they watch it Monday when they get home or something like that, being it's on a streaming app. Whereas The Walking Dead, you have to watch it on Sunday or you're gonna miss it. So I think with something like this, I might wait until the following Monday to do it a little earlier. Because like by this point in the night, I'm so tired.
Is there like a super subscription to Will You Let Pope Step on You? Yes. That is my one sexual fantasy.
Matt will let Pope step on him for super chats.
Yes.
Don't step on my daddy.
Baby's crying. Like, man, I want that deal too.
Oh,
not enough gay love making in this episode, I think.
Oh my god.
Now you're definitely getting full screen for that. It's the full screen of
How
shame.
dare you?
Tell us what it is you want, Matt.
I'm just saying, I thought the show was about gay love making when I first started watching it. It's all right, baby.
That poor baby is just not having it.
No.
That's what
I
we
wish
thought.
I could
Like,
put
oh, man,
effects on y'all's voices.
I know.
Do they
Well,
make
You could
virtual
hit it
like
like this and
soundboards?
say "gay love making."
I wish I had like my on the video clips. Like, I've got a whole bunch of different stuff on there.
Yeah,
That
I need
means
to
you
put more
gay.
in here. I need to put more in
My brother,
here.
I think, has like a virtual one, a little virtual soundboard.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I'm gonna cover The Last of Us season 2 because I feel like I get on excited and y'all are just looking at me like,
Yeah. Okay.
I think
I'm
Justin,
not
once
gonna lie,
sit down,
I don't think we're gonna be covering season 2. Go ahead, Matt.
I think once I sit down and actually play the games, like it'll hit more to home, like it does, like how it does for you.
But let's be honest, Matt. When are you going to have time to put 40 hours into 2 video games?
If you guys will super chat and buy me a copy of The Last of Us Part 2, I'll play.
I thought
it,
your
and I'll
friend was
stream
going to
it.
let you borrow it.
I can't get in touch with him. He's always being a good, responsible
He
dad
goes to
and
another
taking his
school.
kids to like colleges so they can get looked at and being responsible.
I mean, you
You
can't
haven't
just
met
like
him. He goes
ride
to
by
another
his house and
school.
pick it up.
I've tried. I told him I know where he lives. I was like, hey, can you just set it out by the door? I will swing by and pick it up. And he's like, well, I can't find it. I don't know.
Well, it's like $10 on the PlayStation Store.
It's $24.99. I looked at GameStop
dude.
the other day.
On the play, I got it for $10 off the PlayStation Store. It's $9.99.
Bet.
I'd check it. That's
At
what
that-
I
at
paid
that
for. It
price,
was
how can you afford not
$9.99.
to?
Yeah,
Oh,
because if
fired
I
up
got
on
it,
it.
I just got it at a really good time. But let's see. I know where you live.
I
Hell,
know
come
where
on
you
over
live.
sometime.
I don't know you. That's my purse.
Well, come hang out in the neighborhood, silly.
I'm
It
so
was
glad
cool
you
to
came over.
see. For those that don't know, the character of David David was played by Troy Baker. I should have said this early on in the episode, and I don't know why I didn't. But that is Troy Baker. That is the guy that voiced Joel in the game.
The guy that played James.
I thought his name was David.
No,
No,
David
James
was
was
David was the
Baker.
preacher. Why did they make him religious?
Hmm.
He wasn't
'Cause we all need a
religious.
little
I
bit
mean,
of
like,
Jesus.
yeah, you could say cult, yeah, but he wasn't religious in the game at all.
I have no clue. Because in today's popular time, anytime someone's a sinister villain, they have to be of the
Yeah, you
Christian
gotta-
faith.
Because they gotta hate on Christians.
I wasn't going that far, man.
Well,
Just saying, they
it's
seem to
Hollywood, so
always
they
be
do.
a preacher.
Search.
But yeah. Can Michael Myers beat Joel? Yeah, David definitely was pedo-ish. I like
Yeah.
it when they fight back. That was uncomfortable. Which is weird because that book I was
I
just
like a good
reading,
struggle.
Close to the Bone, was about a girl that you didn't realize until halfway through the book, but her husband wasn't her husband. He was her mom's boyfriend, and he kidnapped her when she was young and had made her live in the mountains with him, very, very like Amish-like, and yada, yada, yada. So I don't know. It's a lot of parallels to that book I just got done reading in this show.
The Last of Us 2 is not on PS right now. The PlayStation Plus. So I'll have
What
it
is
on
it on the
Steam?
store?
I
Should
don't
be on
know.
the PlayStation Store.
Okay, let me look.
Did we
here.
confirm if it's on Steam yet?
Well, isn't Steam an Xbox thing?
No, PC.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
I can
Well,
update
I mean,
my
The Last of
plans.
Us, Naughty Dog is a PlayStation exclusive. I think. I mean, Uncharted, Last of Us, stuff like that. I think that's all PlayStation.
Ooh. Looks like they don't, unless this has changed. It looks
Oh,
like
here it
they
is.
didn't
Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, it is on the store. $39.99.
Yeah, they did took the price up since the show
Jeez.
came out. Good Lord, yeah, I paid
No,
$9.99 for that game.
Now it's if you got PlayStation Plus, you can get it the first one included, and that's with the DLC stuff.
I wonder if it's The Last of Us Part 1 or The Last of Us Remaster.
Remastered.
I've been saying I was going to download The Last of Us Part 1, the remaster for the PS5, and play that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm still working on God of War.
I want the demake version for the PS2.
You can with the music. I don't know about. I can't remember if you can do it on the first one, but on the second one, once you beat it, it gives you all those mods, and you can do like 8-bit
Yeah,
sound,
you showed me that, yeah.
16-bit sound. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
I
cool.
want downgraded. I don't want this high fancy technology. That's the
Before we
devil's
go, I'll say
technology.
some people did that with Resident Evil. It's pretty dope. Like they took like Resident Evil 8 and demastered it, made it back to look like it was on like the PS1, or stuff like that, like fixed camera angles and all that. It was really cool.
I want Commodore 64 type graphics.
Yo, all right, y'all go ahead and give it the terrible score so we can wrap up. I got to go to bed.
I feel like my score's not that bad.
Go for it. Okay.
4. Hey,
I told you earlier it was a 4.
I
Matt.
thought you were lying.
Oh no, I wrote it down. Justin's just gonna give it 5.
I
5.
don't think I've
Predictable.
given only the 1 5.
Really?
I don't know. Have
I
I?
only
How many
got 1
5s have I
five
Pretty
given?
to
sure you
give.
give every one of them a 5.
I don't think I've given every
Except
one
like
of them a
last one, I
5.
think you gave the last one was like the lowest you've given, like a 4.5.
I have to go back. I don't think I had given all of them 5s, but probably a lot of them because
Seth was 4 out of 1,000.
yeah, probably. Probably.
No, our
But-
rating system is out of 5.
Mine was 4 out
Unless
of.
it's the first episode where Justin thought that it was a 10 for some reason.
I don't know why we've always done 1 out of 5. So that's why I say I think even with The Walking Dead coming back on, I think I'm just going to start doing Monday nights. And if that don't pan out, then bye-bye podcasting dead, because I am not worth a damn this late at night.
Just come on over to the men's room on Friday nights and we'll have a good time there.
Yeah, there you go. They can pick up the slack once I shut the channel down. All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up for us. Thanks so much for joining. I'd say subscribe, but I just don't even know how much longer I'm going to keep this podcast going. So subscribe or don't. It really doesn't
listen
matter.
to him. Just subscribe.
He's tired. He's a jaded
He's
old
tired.
bastard.
He's
He
cranky.
don't mean it.
It's okay. Just
He don't mean it. He loves you guys.
He needs a Snickers.
He does.
Snickers would
No,
be pretty good right now.
A Snickers would be great.
He needs
Ice
a
cream
nice cup
Snickers
of
would be
warm
better.
milk and some bedtime.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up for us. I'm Justin.
I'm gonna go get me an ice cream Snickers.
I got some creamed ice in my fridge too. And Maddie Dubs and Baby Dubs will probably get something to eat there too in a little bit. And Mrs. Dubs.
She's like, get the
The
damn camera
Dubs.
off of me, man.
Yeah.
We're
Like
the
those were
Dubs.
that was the wife look and unspoken language of like, get it off of me.
All right,
What are you
guys.
doing?
I just got a memo that I'm now divorced, so I need to move in with you boys.
I've got the basement,
Woohoo!
but
I'm
you're
too
gonna
far
have
of a
to.
drive for you.
You can go outside to pee, but please come upstairs to poop. Walk
poop
out
down
my
at the
yard and
creek.
be like, man, my dog's pooping really
A
big.
lot lately. Yeah.
What are we feeding this dog? But anyways, I guess we'll be back next week for the finale of the show. But yeah, we'll see you soon.
I've preemptively given her
Bye.
to 3.
Oh, God.